pals, my name's Mickey. In this video, I want to talk about Porsche's brand new GT4RS. I've literally spent the last 3 hours staring at this thing through this computer screen as if I were at a strip club making it rain on a girl flipped upside down on a pole. I'm that obsessed with this damn car. I can't believe the way it revs to 9,000 RPM and how it turns into those corners. It just dances. Baby. Oh my God, Porsche. I want to not only discuss the fact that this car just ripped off a 7-minute, 4-second .51 time, but also using my technical ability. I know, guys, shocker, I actually know how to do shit besides just talking to a camera. I've done a multiple regression analysis and I've been able to predict and project how much horsepower the car is going to have, how much it'll weigh, what its road holding will be, what its braking will be, and what its downforce will be. So anyways, let's get right into the video. So the first thing that I want to do is look at the Nurburgring record holders. And you can see right here, here's the GT4RS driven by Georg Baumeister. I don't know if that sounds German, but I think that's how you pronounce his name. 7 minutes, 4 seconds, .51, the 15th fastest car in history. You can see how it's faster than the AMG GTR Pro, the 991.2 GT3RS. In this, guys, obviously there's one up there. The McLaren 720S, the 600 LT. I'll link it down below so that you guys can check out the list, but the car is mind-bendingly fast. And as we start the video of this car actually lapping the Nürburgring, listen to this. Listen to this. Oh my goodness, listen to the rasp between 8 and 9 right there. Oh man. So, guys, as I was listening to this for the first time, I was like, is it possible that they could have used the engine from my car, the 991.2 GT3 in this? So I pulled up a video of the 991.2 GT3RS running the same lap, and you'll see that the sound is a little bit different. So watch, from 8 to 9. Much cleaner, much less raspy. I don't know if I necessarily like it more. I like how dirty the other sound is. Like literally from 8 to 9, it sounds like the engine's just gonna fall apart. And I think that has to do with the fact that this car is gonna have a variation of that 4-liter that's derived from the regular Carrera S. You know, that car's a 3-liter twin turbo. They took it, boarded up to 4 liters, and that's what's the engine in the GT4, in the regular GT4. This is gonna be some upgraded version of that. And I think that this engine is just absolutely breathtaking in how it sounds. Let's listen to it one more time. Listen to this. Look at the raspiness. Right there. Oh, jeez, guys. Let me know what you think down below on that engine sound. Nonetheless, in addition to how it sounds, you can see in this video how it dances around corners and how it hits those apexes. I think that this thing's going to be one of the most playful chassis in the world. The Cayman's already one of the best driver's cars in history, but when you look at something like this, you know that this is an actual contender to the throne of the GT3 and the GT3RS. I don't know how Porsche let this car encroach so near the GT3. This is unbelievable. We've always begged Porsche, please make the GT4 as good as the GT3, and this seems to be it. So I want to get into a little bit in how the car looks. We've kind of covered what it sounds like, what it's going to handle like, but I think where it derives its speed, its handling, its agility is from its updated aero. And if we look at this image here, we'll see how they've redone the front hood with those Naka intakes, or these Naka air intakes, I think that's what they're called. That's the same thing that was on the 991.2 GT3RS. Then the car, you can see, is sitting on some new looking RS wheels. Those things look like you're gonna become intertwined in a web of deliciousness. Look at that wheel. And then as we go around the side, we'll see a brand new intake where the little window behind the head of the passenger and the driver used to be. To give you a spot of context, here is the regular GT4, no vent, no intake. Here is the GT4RS with what appears to be an intake right here. And then when you go around the back of the car, look at that wing. Look at that wing. You're gonna tell me you're gonna go to that wing and then be able to go back to this little thing? This is the epitome of once you go to that, you never go back. Never will you go back to this, man. That car looks like it's just gonna break every single downforce record. Now I know it's not going to share the same downforce as the RS cars, like the GT3 RS cars. Nonetheless, this thing, in order to lap the ring in 7 minutes, 4 seconds, .51, has to have a tremendous amount of downforce. And I think that's a good segue into the little predictive model that I've done. I kept just being fascinated with the fact that this car was so damn fast. So I went ahead and I developed a little spreadsheet, which you'll see right here. And in this spreadsheet, you can see I've included GT4, 992 GT3, 991.2 GT3, which is my car, 991.2 GT3RS, GT2RS Turbo S, the 992, the 991.2 Turbo S, and last but not least, the GT4RS. And here we have Nurburgring times, seconds around the Nurburgring, quarter-mile trap speed, weight of the vehicles, downforce. Now this was a really hard variable to capture. I had no idea it was going to be this hard because I had to go, and Porsche's press releases were like, this car has 30% more downforce than its predecessor. I went ahead and I ran that regression analysis. And I don't want you guys to get too bogged down by all these data points. I just want you guys to know that when you do a regression analysis, it gives you a formula, and that formula allows you to project and predict other possible outcomes. And right here you can see I have predicted the GT4RS. Okay, you can see right here that this car ran a 751. Okay, and you can see that my prediction with these variables right here ran a 7.507. So right on the dot almost. But in order to hit these numbers, the car is going to have to be 3,210 pounds. And for those of you that don't know, the GT4 is 3,247 pounds. So we're talking about a weight loss of 37 pounds, which doesn't seem like that unreasonable. Then we get to the downforce. Here's where it gets a little tricky. The downforce is going to have to be 440 pounds of downforce at 186 miles an hour. And to give you a spot of context, the GT3, the 992 variant, does 480. But to be quite frank, I think that GT4RS wing seems to be drastically larger than even that on the GT3. So I don't see why 440 is out of the question. Why not 450, right? And you can see right here, as I increase the parameters, how my Nürburgring lap time drops. Down below, we'll see the stopping distance. I've done 134 feet from 70 to 0. Right up there in the stopping distance with the new GT3. That car does it in 133 feet, so I've plugged in 134. But imagine if this thing's as good as the GT3 in stopping, look, we're going to have a 7-minute, 2-second, or 2.6 second Nürburgring lap time. Then we have the road holding, so the amount of G's it pulls on a skid pad. I've copied the 992 GT3. I think it's going to be right around the same. I can't imagine them giving a car that grips harder than the 992 GT3. And then we get to the most interesting parameter, the trap speed. I think this car is going to trap at 126 miles an hour. And in case you guys don't know, the regular GT4 traps at 121 miles an hour. So I think we're going to have an increase of 5 miles an hour on the trap speed. And when we do a second multiple regression analysis, we find, okay, that in order to get that level of power, you have to be at 465 brake horsepower. So this car is going to have to make around 465 brake horsepower. Now, I think that's realistic because the 991.2 GT3 uses the Cup Car engine, and I don't think this thing's going to use it. It's going to use a upgraded version of what it's got. So I think a 10% increase over the GT4, right, which is at 414, 10% gets you to 460-ish. So I think we're going to be at 460, 465, and we're going to be at 3,210 pounds, 450 pounds of downforce at 186 miles an hour, 133 feet from 70 to 0, 1.11 G on the skid pad, and last but not least, 126 miles an hour trap speed. Anyways, guys, I wanted to try a little bit different of a video. If you enjoyed the video, go down below, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, comment, let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm going to go ahead and put this spreadsheet down there so you guys can check it out. Anyways, I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care.